Today I'm going to show you the components of making this kale Brussels salad with toasted almonds. I'm going to show you how to slice the Brussels. I'm going to show you how to slice the kale, how to toast the almonds. Just the components that some people get a little bit like, how do I do that? So good. It's such a great salad to make for any dinner party, any holiday where you're having people come over. It is a crowd pleaser, and I'm going to show you the steps. I'm making a kale and Brussels salad, and I figured I'd show you guys how I get these really thin. It's easier to show you than to show. So I'm gonna take a Brussels sprout, the whole thing, I just watched it, and then I'm going to take a sharp knife. You can use a mandolin, but I don't know, these are really small and you can really harm yourself with a mandolin. And you're really just gonna slice it down very slowly. You don't wanna do this fast because you can cut a finger. You're gonna just cut it to the point where your fingers are getting close. And then I'm gonna take my bowl and look at these. I'm just gonna break them apart. So it's just more like they're almost like little pieces of Brussels lettuce or something like that. So anyway, that's how I get the Brussels sprouts kind of thinly cut and put into the salad. So I've got the Brussels cut in there and the kale, and I'm gonna show you guys, that's a large piece, how to chiffonade kale. So basically, it's just really cutting it into thin strips. So you're gonna take, I don't like to do too many kale leaves at once, but I'm gonna roll this up really, really, really tightly. And so you roll it up tightly, and then you're just gonna basically cut it into thin strips, that's it. You're just doing this because it's easier to eat, basically, because if you have big kale chunks, it's not easier, but also when you massage it down. So see how thinly sliced that is? And then I'm gonna put that in the salad, and that is how you chiffonade kale. Next, I'm gonna coarsely chop the raw almonds. So you want raw almonds, basically organic, they don't have anything on them. So how I do this is I take a serrated knife for these, and again, you do not have to make these, you're just gonna basically take this and you're just gonna chop the almonds up into pieces. They don't have to be uniform. They're just gonna go on the salad. You're gonna toast them up in the olive oil and then throw on the Celtic sea salt, and they're just yummy. But that's how I chop nuts. And you just wanna do this carefully, or else you're just gonna get nut pieces all over the floor. So anyway, I'm gonna now put them into the skillet. Okay, here are the nuts. They're basically toasted in the tablespoon of olive oil. See how they're just different sizes? They're just gonna give you a pop of flavor and crunch into the salad. So I took those nuts and put them on a paper towel lined plate here, and then I topped them, with a pinch or two of Celtic sea salt, and that's just gonna impart some flavor, especially with the oils. And these are just gonna be such a good, I just love this in the salad. So next is the cheese. So this is a Pecorino Romano, I think I'm saying that right, but it's sheep's milk, so I can do it. And so I love grating fresh cheese. It just tastes better. And so I'm gonna take, if you guys don't have one of these, they're great. But I'm gonna take kind of not the big ones, but kind of the small ones. And I'm just gonna grate the cheese. It just takes no time to do, and it really just feels fresh. See how beautiful this is? Just so light and fresh. So here is the dressing I made earlier. It's a tablespoon of shallots, 2 tablespoons of Dijon, and a 1/4 cup of fresh lemon juice, Celtic sea salt, pepper, and garlic. So that's what this is. And so I let this sit while I'm doing the other stuff, and then I'm gonna add the remaining olive oil. And you just wanna add it and then kind of whisk it. Honestly, I don't do it, you're supposed to do it kind of slowly so it emulsifies. It's really easier to do it in a blender than by hand, but I'll add it and I'll give it a good whisk, and then I'll add more. But you always want to give this a good whisk before you add it to your salad. But this dressing is really good. So I'll be back to show you the final. So I'm giving this a good whisk, really good whisk to incorporate everything. And then I'm gonna pour some on the salad. Make sure your hands are washed before you do this step. Yeah, so I'm gonna literally massage this. So it's like, when you're massaging kale, you just wanna get in there and really massage it. It's not just be oh, this is good. You really gotta get in there, and you're gonna keep adding more dressing as this, basically as you're massaging this, as you're gonna see, it's just really gonna get smaller and smaller, and kind of it massages it down, so almost it looks, when kale gets cooked, it kind of gets smaller. This is what happens. So I'm gonna keep adding more dressing, and I'm gonna keep massaging it down, and then I'm gonna taste it and see, does that have the flavor? Then I'm gonna add the cheese, and then I'm going to add the nuts last, and that is this Brussels kale, and my hands are all kale, so see ya. So here is the final product. It's so good. So when you're massaging down, just add dressing to taste. Make sure you keep massaging it. Then you add the cheese. The cheese is like, and then you taste it and then be like, okay, that's enough. And then you're gonna add the almonds last, and then you're gonna give it a real taste, and you're gonna, the almonds and it all combined, it's a wonderful, wonderful combination. But the almonds really make it too. Trust me, they really make it. So this is the salad. It was a huge hit at Thanksgiving. And also, I always have leftover dressing. So I recycle spice jars. I'm just gonna put it in there, and any of us who wants a salad or something, we have a little dressing that you can shake and go, and you can take this on the go too to work. But this will last another day. It's good to day 2. I think it can be okay day 3, but it's gonna get devoured day 1. So anyway, there it is.